Hey, 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 look at all of these faces. Come on. Give me some high five, skin in the air. Come on, show me something out there, man. Are you alive, man? You got energy? You ready to fight? Good, man, I see you. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, I feel great. Some of you are like, hey, I need some energy over here, man. Well, it's so great to have you on the men's call tonight. What an honor, what a privilege, man, to see you on here. And I just want to tell you how proud I am of you for taking your time. I see so many of my friends on this call tonight. I'm looking at you. Please forgive me. I just want to see your faces. I need to see you. And man, you're from everywhere. My goodness gracious. We got people from everywhere on this call tonight. So welcome. Some of y'all done got crazy and invited like 5 to 20, 30 people over to your house. And man, you're like really in the game. So we got people here. Leaders, I'm talking about real leaders. I'm talking about leaders making an impact. By the way, I'm talking about you, and what a privilege and an honor to have you on here. We're building an army of men that are going to change the world. We're not going to be passive. We're going to have vision. We're going to have fire. We're going to make a difference. We're going to touch lives. We're going to stand up. And so I just want to tell you, it's my dream to see you win at the things that matter most in your life. I want to see you win at the most important things in your life. If everything is important, nothing is important. I want you to write this question down. Get ready to write a lot tonight. Your iPhone, smartphone, iPad, tablet, whatever you got, Android, whatever you got, all right? There's some of us, we still use paper and pen. Can you believe that? That's archaic, isn't it, men? That's like, what's wrong with you, Goad? But I got to tell you, I want you to ask yourself this question right now. Me and you. Can we just go deep quick? By the way, I'm going to go mountaintop to mountaintop to mountaintop. I'm not going to go too deep tonight. Next month, I think you, after 3 calls, some of you, this is your first call, but you'll go back and listen to the other calls. By then, you'll be ready, and we can just like to go deeper. And I love to go deeper. It seems like as the older I get, I kind of like to just philosophize more than I used to. I like to talk deep, and I love to think about deep things, and I've always been a thinker. And so questions have always mattered for me. Matter of fact, I keep great big files of just questions to ask in life. And when I get around people, if I get around you, I promise you, I like talking, but I really love listening. Do you know why? I'm learning when I'm listening. And tonight we're going to talk about a man and his wife, or if you're single, it's that girl that you're dating. It's that relationship in your life that you so desperately want it to win big. Now, I got to tell you, I got some guys on the call tonight that you're just like, hey, Goad, I got it going. I got it worked out. Me and my girl, we are so tight. You're not going to believe how good we're doing. I've got my wife figured out, and I just want to tell you, I'm so happy for you. Can I tell you, brothers, listen to me. We got other brothers in here tonight that you know what they're thinking? Oh my goodness. I need some help up in here. I don't understand. I logically can't figure it out. I emotionally can't discern it. I'm just telling you, I need some help. So here's what I want to do tonight. I want to give you some practical steps. By the way, if you're single on this call tonight, I am so proud of you. And men, I have a feeling tonight there are some women that have turned this on and they're just listening to see if we have any idea if we're in the ballpark on what they need and what they're thinking about, okay? So, and we're okay with that. I love that. I got some guests with me here tonight in the room. I'm so glad you're here, guys. You look so great, so fired up. So let me give you your question, okay? Here's the question. What is the most important thing in your life right now? What is the most important thing in your life right now? What are the 5 most important things that you need to do? If everything is important, nothing is important. So as we begin to talk about this tonight, I just want you to know that, man, some of us feel like we're winning, and I just want to tell you, here's the disclaimer, okay? Here's the Surgeon General's warning right now. I'm putting it on this talk, all right? I don't know everything. And it's really going to make some of you sad because I don't do everything right. What I want to tell you is, men, we are in the same battle to be all that we were created to be. To lead, I think, in the most important areas of our lives. Relationships, by just their very nature, are very, very complicated. I think you would agree with me. There are days in your life where you think you have it all figured out. And there are days that you're going, my goodness, everything I figured out doesn't apply today. And so I want to encourage you today to not only plug in here, but, we have this men's call and it happens once a month. And my wife has a women's call, a ladies' call, and they just did it. It was on Saturday night, and it was incredible. I would encourage you to get your wife and your sisters and your girlfriends and all the women in your life, the church groups that you go to, the business groups that you attend. I would encourage you to plug into those. I want to announce to you tonight something that's very exciting. We've had so many requests. My wife and I are getting ready to launch once a month, and I promise it won't go too long, but something just called date night. And that's kind of where we'll come together and we'll let you email us and give us questions, and we'll talk about just ideas and situations and concepts that we come into relationships with to make them better. I just want to tell you, man, I know this. Companies call me all the time, churches call me all the time and say, hey, will you come and help me with the relationships in my company? And here's why. And a lot of marriage. Here's why. When you're getting along at home better, your productivity goes through the roof. I'm talking to some single guys here because you don't know this yet. But men that are married in this room know that you can leave in the morning and what your wife said to you before you left or what happened the night before, you'll carry around in your heart all day long. And so I just want you to know this is more critical than we know. And so men, I want to challenge you right up front tonight. I want to challenge you to be more than a consumer. Don't just consume information. Be a distributor of it. Get it out. I'm going to ask you at least get 10 other men in your life. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how mature you are. I'm going to ask you to at least get 10 other men that you this next month, you will get together and you will talk about the principles. Because it's in your talking about it that you learn more how to apply it in your life. It's not enough just to hear it, okay? A lot of times companies will come to me all the time and men will come to me and go, Tim, I know what to do. Watch this. I don't know how to do it. That's big. They'll say, I don't know how to do it. And then even deeper than that, I don't know why I should do it. That's good. So tonight, let's just talk about it. So I want to encourage you. I want to challenge you. I want to inspire you right now to invite others. I want to encourage you. I encourage you to begin to pray for other brothers. I encourage you to reach out in your city. I promise you, you don't have to go far to find other men that feel like they're drowning. They don't feel like they know what's next. They don't know their purpose. They don't know their value. They don't know how to talk to their children. They don't know how to be everything that right now in their life is being asked of them. And most of us are doing what we do the best we know how with all that we know. But I want to challenge you that what I know is probably keeping me from knowing what I need to know. So I just want to encourage you tonight as we move forwards. So here's what I want you to know. We're going to go deeper next month. Tonight, I really want to talk about a little bit of what and how. But next month, I even want to go deeper. I want to go to the 7 things that cause most of our problems in marriage and in relationships. We're going to go deep, but I promise you we're going to be equipped. And you're going to be filled with confidence, and you're going to have peace in your heart because you know you're winning at what matters most to you in your life. Again, I'm telling you, I don't know it all. The challenge of tonight, I know how busy you are. I know how busy you've been today. I know how exhausted some of you are. And yet I know how excited you are to get on this call, because tonight you're going to feel equipped and empowered and enlarged and encouraged, and you're going to feel edified. Come on. We're building this army. We can do this together. Can I just dream with you 1 second, and then I'm going to give you information. I want to come to your city and do a men's event. Yeah, your city. All of these guys right here. I want to come to your city, and we're going to start with 30 or 40 or 50 or 100 guys, and then we're going to go to 1,000 guys, and then we're going to go to 10,000 guys. Look at you on here. I'm coming to your city. I'm going to be in your house, and it's going to be a blast, and you're going to have an impact that's going to blow your mind. And I want to tell you something. If we go on this journey together, it's going to cause you not only to be better at home, you're going to be better in business. You're going to make more money than you've ever made. You're going to have more freedom than you ever desired to have. Your life is about to change because new information just brings a whole new world to you. Now, I know a lot of you guys got cars on the call, right? And the last month of my life has been everything in my life needed maintenance. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Yeah. The transmission went out in the car. The diesel engine on the mower had to be repaired. I've just had a month of maintenance. Now, I don't know about you. I don't like maintenance. I just want to get in and go. I don't even have to know what makes it work. I just want it to work. I got people in my life. I say Edgar on here, man. He knows how to get the golf carts at G5. He knows how to make those things work. He changed the oil in them the other day. I took a ride on it and I went, so this is how that's supposed to run. You know what I'm talking about? Now, if I would have changed the oil, can I promise you, the golf cart would not be running. It would still be sitting there going, I need some TLC. Just like your car, your relationships need regular maintenance. They need regular checkups. They need regular TLC. Just as your car needs you to look after it, keep it spitty and shiny and waxed and keep it together or it rusts out. Can I tell you? Your relationship will do the same thing. I promise you, I'm going to do the 5 things that cause love to grow and the 5 things that cause love to die. It's convicting, but it's life-changing. Here's what I can tell you. Man, I want to lean in with you for a minute, can I? A lot of you are growing apart because you are not growing together. If you want to know what causes such great conflict in relationships, it's when one person grows and the other one stops. And growth always produces pain. So everything in your life that you're going to get better at, you're going to have to stretch, you're going to have to grow, and it's going to have pain in it. And the problem with personal growth is it's a lot like watching paint dry. It's very boring. So maintenance is not really, it's not exciting, it's not sexy, it's not like, oh yeah, man, I get to do that. But I promise you, the person in your life right now needs maintenance. They need your attention. They need you to listen. They need you to notice. Men, the words I'm giving you right now, I promise you, if you will write them down, your next 30 days will be so different. Leaders see what other people do not see. Do you know right now your wife's 5 greatest needs? Can I tell you, men? A lot of times in our life, we think about getting our own needs met. But really, as a leader, I'm called, I'm empowered. You even have the capacity and the capability to meet needs when your own needs are not being met. Oh yeah, I said it. And I want you to write that down. You have the ability to meet needs when your own needs are not being met. So I want to encourage you, man, when you start looking at relationships, I have people say to me all the time, hey, Tim, my wife and I used to be madly in love, but we don't love each other anymore. They say, can we be more than roommates? What brought us together is now tearing us apart. We're business partners, but could we ever be anything more than that? Men, I want to say this to you, and I want you to write this down, because you can almost always see in your wife's countenance, you can see in her face a reflection of how well you're noticing and meeting needs in her life. You can see it in their face, whether it's drawn, whether they feel unlistened, not heard, not listened to, if they feel disjointed, if they feel separated, or if they feel loved and heard. We'll talk about that a lot more. So I want you to write this down, okay? And then I'm going, okay? I think you're going to agree with me on this. Are you ready? Here you go. We don't like people that don't like us. Some of you right now, if you could text me, if you could get a hold of me, you'd go, my wife doesn't like me right now. And it may be because she doesn't feel like you like her. Have you ever loved somebody but you didn't like them? You got to have both of them. Both of them. You got to do both of them. So I want to encourage you right now to understand how important it is not only to love each other, but to actually like each other. Now, if you have an attitude that says, you know what, I can do whatever I want to do. I don't have to really care about what you think. You take me the way I am. I don't know how great your relationships are going to be. I don't. Because somebody has to feel like you care deeply about them. We don't like people that don't respond well to us. Yeah, I'm going to let that sit there. We don't like people that don't make me feel good about me. So right now, I could stop this call and you would have homework to do for the next 30 days. Because if you really start looking internally and saying, do people around me, do they know? Do they feel? Can they understand? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to leave a legacy. So let me give you some things to do tonight that are going to help you. And then next month, I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to go way underneath this so that you can even build a foundation. But right now, I want you to be able to get started. I want you to be able to get in the game. I want you to be able to win big. I want you to be able right now for your wife, for your spouse, for the person that you love. I want them to feel it. And if you're single, I want you to have a head start. And I don't care how young or mature. I don't care if you've been married a week or you've been married 85 years. These things matter. They matter big. Number one, if you're ready, let's go. Number one, be each other's best friend. Be each other's best friend. Who is your wife's best friend? Who's your husband's best friend? I ask couples this all the time. Be each other's best friends. If I ask you, what does love look like? It really does look like friendship. Now, I know when you first get together, it's this ooey gooey kind of liver quivering kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But after a while, you really come together in life and you start to learn the power of partnership. The power of moving away from I to we. The power of together. Oh my goodness, this is so critical. If one can put 1,000 to flight, two can put 10,000. This is why the enemy does not want your relationships to be in order. And by the way, man, I gotta tell you, the Bible says that if you do not take care of your wife and her needs, then God will not hear your prayers. So if you want God to take care of you, God's looking down and saying, I want you to take care of your spouse. I want you to look out for her needs. Now, on the other side, we want ladies to be whole. We want them to be well. We want them to be mature. We want them to know what a lady looks like and feels like. But I want to tell you, man, a lot of times you won't understand logically what she's trying to tell you emotionally. And so you've got to take a moment and be her best friend. I got to tell you, it's why the world right now, they write songs about it. Tina Turner, Elvis Presley, you hear songs, love songs all the time. And we love a great love song. You see movies and you read books and you watch television shows. And I just want you to know, man, people are trying to find out what does love look like and what is the ingredients of love. And so you and I get to understand what is love. And I want to tell you tonight, man, understand how fragile love really is. Love is so fragile. It's like soap bubbles floating along on jagged rocks, and at any moment they can burst. And some of us don't want to hear this because we don't want to slow down. But I want to encourage you to be each other's very best friend. Be your wife's greatest encourager, her greatest cheerleader. Find her gift. I'm going to slow down. Find her talent. Find out what she dreams about. Find out what she laughs about. Find out what honestly, deep in her soul, as a little girl, she always wanted to be, and start having a conversation with her about it. Find out that gift inside of her. I want you in the next 30 days to try to help your wife discover who she really is. Discover what deep down in her soul. A lot of times they get married, they lose their identity, they begin to have children, they go to work, and before long, they no longer have the ability any longer to even know who they really are. I just got to tell you, man, I don't think there's anything more. It's a travesty when a woman does not know her value. And I think it's the responsibility of a husband who is a best friend to go in there and find it out. Now, I got to tell you, man, I do have some integrity in this, because my wife told me one day I don't have a gift and I have no special abilities. And I said, I don't know who told you that. But now you can see, hopefully, if you've ever seen my wife speak, if you've ever read one of her books, if you've ever seen what she does in her life, she sings, she decorates, she has all these gifts inside of her. So I want to encourage you, be each other's best friend. Also, I want to encourage you to believe in each other. Does your wife really know you believe in her? Does your wife know you value her? Do you value her above anything else in your life? Is she the most valuable person in your life? Is she the most valuable thing in your life? I don't want to call your wife a thing, but I want to know, do you value things more than you value your wife? Do you value money more than you value her? You see, I think it's so easy in life to want we and want to be we. And then someday I watch people as all of a sudden, when they get what they want as we, they now become I. Wow. I see so many people work together, get each other through school, and as soon as they get through each other through school, now it becomes, oh, I got what I want, so I'm going the I route. You see, I come from a generation that believed in we. They believed in together. They believed in commitment. They believed in marriage. Can I tell you right now, we live in a day and age where a lot of people don't even believe in the institution of marriage anymore. So I want to encourage you, build each other up. instead of tearing each other down. I know you would say to me right now, well, Tim, this sounds way too simple. Have you got anything deeper than this? And I would tell you, there is nothing more deeper than this. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to serve each other. You got to be there for each other. You need to laugh a lot together. Don't be so, honestly, downtrodden. I want to beg you right now, man, don't give the best of you away at work and bring the leftovers home to your wife and your children. Stay in the game. Stay focused. Watch what happens. So I want to encourage you, don't ever stop dating. That's one of the reasons why we're putting this date night together. We hope that we can spend about 30 minutes with you, and then you can run off and you can have the most incredible time. Have a meal. Here's what I would encourage you to do. Hold hands, take walks, watch a sunset, watch a sunrise. Pray together. Don't ever go to bed angry. I want to encourage you in your life to always, you won't always agree. So here it is, man. Write it down in capital letters. Forgive, forgive, forgive. And I want to beg you right now. I want to beg you to lead the forgiveness in your home. Forgive. I want to tell you, if you want to have romance in your home, if you want to have deep connection in your home, then I beg you to do this. The second thing I encourage you to do is have deep commitments. Don't be commitment lazy. If your wife is wondering right now, is he really committed? She'll never feel safe. If you treat her like she's a car on a parking lot that you're driving around and you're test driving and you're deciding, I promise you, she won't feel the deep commitment that she needs so much in your life. That's why when we get married, we say till death do us part. Would you agree with me? That's a commitment. I know you're going to go through struggles. I know you're going to go through days when she's not meeting your needs the way you want her to meet them. I know there's going to be days when honestly you don't feel happy and she doesn't make you happy. And some of you are so young in love right now, or you're in a space right now where you're going, no, I would never feel that. Just promise you, it's coming. It's coming. And when it comes, Goad told me about it. I'm telling you, man, you're wondering how you can date this girl that looks so beautiful. And you marry her and you're wondering in the morning, how could you wake up with that kind of awful breath? I mean, I'm telling you, this is real life. And I'm telling you, I'm sure my wife looked at me and went, oh my gosh, is that the same man that went to bed last night? That is not the same man. Look at him. My hair's off and you know that. And I just want to tell you, in life, love has got to go deeper. And there has to be a commitment. There has to be a feeling of security and safety. I'm telling you, in good times and in bad times. I know some of you are going, oh, Goad, you got to be kidding me. I just got to tell you, if you're going to do it, you got to take responsibility. And you got to be accountable. And you got to make a decision that I am going to offer to my wife unfailing love. She's going to know I love you. I love you. You're going to have disagreements, but I love you. Every one of us on this call right now, can I tell you? Every one of us. Do you know what we desire? We desire unfailing love. Every one of you live with a secret thing inside of you, men. Is there going to be a time when she doesn't love me? And I want to tell you, your wife is wondering if her body changes, if her looks change, if her heart changes, are you still going to love her? Don't be commitment lazy. Don't be deep love lazy in our lives. Here's what I want to encourage you to do. Protect your marriage by your commitment. Here's what we say in business. Start with the end in mind and then back in. If you get in marriage going, well, I'm going to try this out for a year. I'm going to see how it goes. And, you know, if she's not the model I want, then I'm probably going to change out. That's probably not the recipe. If you're thinking right now, well, I'm dating her and she's not really all I want to be and she's got these broken areas and we can't come together on this, but I know if we get married, we'll fix it. Or you're married and you're going, well, I tell you what we need. We just need to have a child. And if we have a child, then guess what? It's all going to get better. No. No. I just want to ask you right now, check your heart and check your mind and ask yourself, how am I doing this? Where does my wife not feel I'm her best friend, and where does she feel that I'm not committed to her? My wife and I, we were dating, and it was almost like she was trying to drive me away. See, some of you men never had to go through this. I did. Now you feel sorry for me, don't you? And we were driving, and I looked at her and I said, if you think I'm leaving because you have a couple of issues like I got a couple issues, you really misread me. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to get this fixed. Wow. How many of you know that changes everything? I went to a garage sale one day and picked up a frame that I liked. And when I went home, I took the picture out, and it was a picture of a couple. And on the back, here's what it said. My dearest Billy, I love you. I love you with all my heart. I love you more and more. I love you more and more every day. Billy, 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 I love you. I love you forever and ever. I will always love you. I love you, Billy, for eternity. Signed, Kelly. And then it said, P.S. If anything should ever happen between us, I want this picture frame back. Now, can I tell you, that's funny. But truthfully, that's the picture of the world right now. Can I ask you a question? Dads, right now, your sons and daughters, if they see you make a commitment, and they know you've made a commitment, you make a commitment with your eyes, you make a commitment with your time, you make a commitment with your relationships, guys, what's going to happen to our spouses? It's going to be crazy. The third thing I want to encourage you to do is to make your relationship go more by adding value, to honor, to appreciate. So many couples, honestly, they come to me and they just say, my spouse takes me for granted. Men, I'm just going to beg you tonight on this call, do not ever take your spouse for granted. Don't treat her like she's some passive, light moment in your life. Honor her. Stand up when she comes into a room. I know, Tim, you're crazy. This is so old-fashioned. Hey, try it. It will pay dividends that will blow your mind. So I want to encourage you in your life, have a heart full of gratitude for your wife. Tell her, honestly, tell her how much you appreciate her. When she cooks, tell her. And I want to tell you on the other side, Gay and I are going to be talking about to the women to really appreciate you men. But tonight I want to talk to you, about where you're headed. I can tell you, we can get into a really bad habit of devaluing one another, of not adding value to. I just want to beg you right now, man, out of all the relationships in your life, you can go to work and you can add value to the employees, to the other employees. You can go to work and honestly add value to your customer. You can go to church and you can add value there. I just want to beg you, add value to your wife. What are 5 ways? Come on, let's do some homework. What are 5 ways that I can add value to my wife? I can add value. Well, I want to tell you, and we'll talk about this a little bit more, but listening to her is incredibly important without trying to fix her. Listening without weighing in with your thoughts. I know you're problem solvers. I know you love to problem. I know if she would just listen to you, I just know she would get better. I just know if she would just listen to you, your life would be like way better. If she would just listen to you, she wouldn't be in the pain she's in. The problem of it is she doesn't want to listen to you. She wants you to listen to her. And then whatever you do, we'll talk more about this in upcoming events. Don't try to solve it. Just listen. We'll talk more. So I want to tell you, just make sure in your life and in my life, I'm not a drain, but I'm actually adding value. In business, and I want to tell you, man, if you do it in business, do it at home. In business, here's what we say. If you're going to add value to people, value people. The second way is we add value to people because we value what they value. And this is the big one. And this is why I applaud you tonight for being on this call with me. Thank you for meeting me here. The third way is add value to yourself. Treat her like a queen. Learn how to treat her the way you want her to be instead of the way that she's behaving. This is big. So in your life, just take these moments and say, I'm going to add value. When you're first dating, it's amazing. Remember, some of y'all have been married so long you don't even remember what it was like to date. And you need to keep dating. But man, when you first started dating, you got her door for her. You carried her across puddles. And then after about a year of marriage, you honestly were like, hey, babe, if you could just walk around it, that would be really great. And then another year of marriage, you look at the puddle and you look at her and you finally just go, hey, honey, I know I used to carry you across, but if you could just jump it right now, that would be really good. That's not adding value. Let's add value. Can I tell you something, man? If we'll add value to them, you will enjoy the value. If you don't add value, she's going to keep adding value and somebody else is going to enjoy it. I'm challenging you. I am. The next one is special looks. Hey, man, can I tell you, just make sure that your wife knows I have eyes only for you. I have eyes only for you. I have eyes only for you. You need to let her know that she's intriguing and that she's captivating. You need to let her know how beautiful she is. You need to look her in the eyes. You need to absolutely look each other in the eyes and you need to talk. You need to take a moment in the next week or so and just take time to look her in the eye. You need to follow her around the house. I'm going to get in trouble now, okay? But you just need to follow her around the house and just keep looking at her. And finally she's going to say, what are you doing? And let me tell you what else she'll do. She'll go, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't listen to her. Just keep looking at her and keep following around and keep looking at her. Wherever she goes, I don't care where she goes, follow her and look at her. Okay? Look at her. If she gets in the car and leaves you, FaceTime her and look at her. Don't stop looking at her. All right, guys? Look at her. Look at her. You won't believe how different it will be in your life. When she asks you, what are you looking at? Say, probably the most gorgeous girl God ever made. And watch what happens. And she'll go, oh, don't say that. And you go, no, it is. Now, don't give up, man. Just keep doing it. Every day, every day, every day, keep giving her those special looks. Keep saying it. Man, just watch her, stare at her. When she's with the children, stare at her. When she holds the baby, stare at her. When she's feeding the children, going, I have never in my life ever seen a woman that could feed children like you feed. When she cooks, just go stare at her. Help her out a little bit, okay? But stare at her and say, I have never in my life seen anybody cook like you. Do you know what we do, men? We go and go, well, you ain't as good a cook as my mama was. And you think your life's going to get better. Hello? I'm telling you in there, I'm trying to knock on your door going, hey, it ain't going to work out. And you'll go to church and you'll raise your hand and go, glory, hallelujah. And she'll be going, yeah, but you didn't look at me. I just want to encourage you to look at her. Watch how graceful she is. Watch her. I know this gets a little racy, so I got young guys, but guys, just watch her. Keep your eye on her. When you go to the mall and some girl walks down the mall and she's not dressed, keep your eyes on your wife. When the computer comes up and throws a bunch of images at you that you know you shouldn't look at, keep your eyes on your wife. When the girl at the office treats you better than your wife does at home, keep your eye on your wife. It's so critical. Can I tell you? Watch out for the third person that's going to come into your life and try to destroy your looks. Your looks. Man, I'll tell you, guys, you got to be careful with this stuff. I will never forget, a man came to me and he goes, Tim, my wife was 9 months pregnant, and she came to me and she goes, honey, do I look fat? And I said to him, you tell her, do I look stupid? No, you look captivating. Matter of fact, you are so beautiful. I never thought you could be this beautiful 9 months pregnant. But guys, if you're not careful, you'll start looking somewhere else. And you're thinking you're winning, and you're not. You go, well, Tim, this is not scripture, and this is not spiritual. And you're going to find out it really is spiritual. Do you understand that God's eyes roam the earth to find that man on this call tonight that will stand in the gap and make up the hedge? When you go to the workout room, guys, watch out. Make sure your wife, and if you really want to be great at this, get out in public and tell them. My wife gets her hair cut where I get my hair cut, and I will tell the lady that cuts my hair every time, when my wife sits down, will you tell her for me how much I love her? Leave a path. Leave a path. My wife and I were flying the other day, and she was sitting a few seats behind me. We had to change our flight, and so we couldn't sit together. And the airline stewardess come past me, and I said, my wife is 4 seats behind me. Will you go tell her how madly in love the man in 14A is? Come on, guys. Can you do it? I want to know, can you do it? I want to know how many men will join me tonight and do this. Have eyes only for your girl. Looks. I'm reminded of a girl that went in the hospital. She was dying. And the doctor started working with her, and she got better. Matter of fact, she started feeling so much better. She said to the doctor, while I'm in here, I'm getting so much better, I want you to do a little work on me. I want you to prop this up. I want you to tuck this in. I want you to do all this. And she said, God, am I going to die? And God said, no, you're going to live. And she goes, okay, well, if I'm going to live, God, then I'm going to have this done. So the doctor did it, and he worked on her. And man, the day came, they released her. She walked out. She was looking good. Walked out in front of the hospital, and a truck hit her and killed her. And she got to heaven, and she said to God, God, I thought you said I was going to live. And I walked out here, and this truck hit me and killed me. He said, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't recognize you after all that work you had done. I just want to encourage you. The next thing is, I want you, honestly, I got to speed along. I want you to have creative words. Some of you are not good with words. Some of you don't like even speaking. You're silent. I'm going to beg you, men, to get really great with your words. Words of encouragement. I've talked a little bit about here on special looks, but I just want to encourage you to get the words. Don't ever call your wife the old lady. Don't ever call your wife the woman. Don't ever call your wife. If you want to have a miserable life, do that. The old hag. I mean, the stuff I've heard men say to their wives just makes my stomach just go, oh my gosh. Man, you should answer your phone saying, hey, beautiful. I do not know why God blessed me the way he did. Words. Words are so powerful. Can I tell you, I beg you tonight, man, I got to move. Because I didn't want to go this long because I know how valuable your time is. Don't use empty, hurtful, not genuine, manipulating, and deceitful words ever on your wife. Tell the truth. I want to tell you, we get in fights. We get in fights over words. And I want to tell you, it's more than words. Let me just talk to you a second, and then I got to move. Okay? Can I tell you? More fights happen over looks and tones than it even does over the words. Well, I didn't like how you said that. I didn't like the way you looked at me. I beg you right now, take a moment with creative words. And sometimes you won't necessarily feel it, but you need to say it. You need to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I was wrong. I love you, I'm proud of you. You need to do that. If you're hurt, you need to be able to say to your wife, I was hurt. Words are so critical. The Bible says the power of life and death is in the tongue. You either build up or you'll tear her down. And I want to tell you something, man. Gosh, there's so much I want to tell you. You know a bad day in your life, man? Oh, I get emotional. It's when someone can come along and build in your wife what you could not. That's a crushing day. Men, we need your words. And listen to me, man. Come on. I know a lot of you maybe never had a father that really ever taught you how to speak loving and kind and gentle. And sometimes if you speak loving, kind, and gentle, doesn't it feel a little bit womanly? It's like, that's so what a woman would do. And you'd be amazed how deeply every one of you on this call need words. Can I tell you, tonight, I can almost guarantee you that the woman that you live with, her tank of words are empty. So learn to appreciate, learn to talk, learn to love, learn to give. The other thing I encourage you to do is just little special gifts. Little special gifts. Some of you are married to women that honestly, their love language is gifts. And I will tell you, my wife's was not. And when we first got married, I would bring her gifts and she would look at me like, oh, that's so nice. And I'd be like, well, you little ungrateful thing. I know. See, I'm so transparent. Talk to the screen right now. Say, Goad, you got to quit it. Have you ever done the right thing and did it the wrong way and you didn't get the response you thought you was going to get? Come on, brothers, help me out on this call tonight. You know what I'm talking about. You bought flowers and they were the wrong color. You did the dishes and didn't put them in the right spot. And then she came in and undressed you in front of everybody and went, you didn't put the dishes away right. And you went, all right, that's the last time I'll ever do dishes. You can do the old dishes yourself. Come on, I got to get a witness on here, guys. We got to up our game. We can't let their behavior and their words, we got to give them the gift of love and kindness and gentleness and meekness. Oh, come on, leaders. This ain't easy. It ain't easy. I know it's not easy. Let me give you one more, and I'm gonna get out of here and let you go. Okay? Can you take one more? If you can take one more, give me a thumbs up out there. Come on, give me some thumbs out there. All right, don't give me the finger. Give me a thumbs up. I said. What are y'all doing? This ain't right. I'm so sorry. We need to laugh a little bit. The last one I just want to tell you about. Next month is going to be cray-cray. I'm fired up, man. This whole year I got it laid out. It's going to be crazy. You're going to want to give me 1 year and no, there is no try. Get 10 other men to join you. Let's get in your city. Some of you right now could get 50 men together. You need to text me, call me, email me, and I promise you, we're going to come and we're going to raise a bunch of men. We want 1 million men marching in this army, okay? And man, we're fired up. If you're ready for the last one, here we are, guys. Gentle touch. Gentle touch. Man, you got to do the words. You got to do the gifts. You got to do the best friend. You got to do that. But right now, let me just talk to you about gentle touch. If you got a real young one in the room, just plug their ears for 1 second, okay? But here's what I want to tell you, is make sure it's non-sexual touch. Now, man, I know I just said something that none of you even understand what that means. I never knew there was a touch that didn't have that word connected to it. And we got to talk about this, okay? And I mean, honest to God, guys, we've got to reach out and man, we've got to say with everything inside of us, I can touch you and affirm you without expecting anything else. Man, I beg you tonight, words of affirmation are so critical. Acts of service matter. Go run your wife a bath tonight with flowers and candles. If you got to go to your neighbor's house. Did a pastor just say that? I'm going to need Robert Belcourt and Larry to get me out of this one. I don't know how I'm going to get out of it, but I'm going to need some help. But your neighbor's got them pretty flowers, and if you ain't got 20 bucks to go buy them, just go over there and snip one off and put it in a vase and put it in there and light some candles. Okay? Are you all right with that, man? And here's what I would tell you. With no expectation. Just serve her. And I'm going to ask you for the next 30 days to absolutely touch her with no advancement to it. Man, I get it. My wife touches my leg and it's like, game on, let's go. I'm sorry, I'm real. But if you don't have somebody talk to you like this, where else are we going to go talk about it? And I'm telling you right now, calm down. This next week, you all are going to see this face saying to you, calm down. And I'm telling you, hold hands. Get her door. Man, can I beg you, let's reinstate gentlemen back into society. Yes. My wife, when we walk every morning, we actually walk on the street, and I was raised that men always walk, only gentlemen know this, that gentlemen always walk to the side where the street, and the woman stays on the other side, and we're walking, and I'm going, honey, she every now and then when we walk, we change streets, and she'll be walking on the outside, and I said, I'm sorry, honey, I can't take it. I got to walk on that side. So now she knows that means so much to me. She goes, hey, I'm on the wrong side. Wow, the power of partnership. You say, Tim, why is this so critically important to me tonight? And I want to tell you why this is important. What's it profit a man if he gains the whole world and he loses his soul? What would you ever give in exchange for it? The next generation is screaming, will you please show me how this is done? We live in a society right now where people are getting married, but they've never seen marriage done. Now, I have no criticism. Matter of fact, if you've ever gone through the pain of divorce, I just want to tell you, I'm so sorry. I have no judgment. I love you. But I want to tell you from this day forward, man, let's love our wives the way Christ loves the church. Yes. And here's what he did. He gave his life for her. And God is asking you and I, will you give your life? Next month, we're going to talk about it. It's in our book, Just Imagine. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to watch as we move forwards. Men, I went 20 minutes longer than I was planning tonight. I hope this was as fun for you as it was for me. Are we okay, man? Are you on fire? Can I get a little yeah? And, if you allow me, I just want to pray for you, and I want to challenge you. In the next 30 days, take these things that you've written down tonight and apply them. Okay? Apply them. And listen to me. This is critical. If she doesn't respond immediately, and she kind of gives you that look like, oh, big boy, now you got a new trick, let her know that this is not something you do just anymore. It's who you are. Wow. And I promise you the next generation is going to have a fighting chance, and it's going to blow all of our minds. God, I pray for every man on this call tonight. I pray for his life, for his dreams, his visions. I'm asking, Lord, for every person on this call tonight, that you in their lives, at work, at home, in their worship experience, I'm praying, Lord, that you will make this the greatest week they've ever had. God, as we love our wives the way you love the church, as we take care of our wives, Lord, as we begin to get equipped at a whole nother level to love and to serve and to give and to lead, I thank you for the privilege of loving you. In Jesus' name, amen. One last thing, men, please go to G5. I want you to come, every one of you that can. I want you to come to Elevate this year. It's in May. I think it's 14th, 15th, and 16th. It's in Orlando. It's at G5 Ranch. It is the most life-changing leadership weekend you will ever go to in your life. Most conventions you go to, they focus on what you do. This weekend is focused on who you are. And when you step into who you are determines what you do. I look forward to seeing you there. I'll see you next month on this call. Please get your wives on the women's call. We'll be coming to you with date night. And guys, we're gonna touch the world together. I love you. I appreciate you. Charge. Go do it now. Rock out. Bye-bye.